Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to be sewing together the skirts that we cut in the previous video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Leave your comments down below and ask any questions that you have concerning the cutting or the sewing method of the skirt. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get started. So I'm starting with the front piece of the skirt. This is the lining and this is the main skirt. So we're going to join the right side of the skirt to the right side of the lining. The lining doesn't have a right side, but yes, we get the drill. So I notched this part, this upper part. This is the upper part of the skirt, the middle of the skirt. So I'm going to attach from the lower part the lining and the main fabric. I'm going to join the lining and the main fabric together and turn it the other way around. I've sewn, turned and ironed all three pieces of my skirt. The front piece, which is this one continuous piece, and the two back pieces. This will be joined together to form the back. The zip will be in the middle. So now I'm going to go ahead and plan my dots before joining the front and the back skirt, the front and the back piece together. So my waist dart is going to be 3.5 inches from this zip allowance. So this part that I notched here is where the zipper is going to be. This is the zip allowance. So my waist dart is going to be 3.5 inches from here, and I'm going to be making it 5 inches long, and it will be ½ inch because I want to hold in 1 inch on both sides. So it will be ½ inch. By the time I fold it and I measure ½ inch, when I hold it together, that will be 1 inch. So 3.5 inches, because my waist is 26 and I don't want the darts to be too far apart. So that's why I'm making it, I'm planning it from 3.5 inches. I've gone ahead and planned my darts positions. I've also ironed it down, so that way it will be easier to just sew it down. I also pinned my fabric and my lining in place to prevent the fabric from moving too much. So I did the same thing for the back piece. Round it down. My dart depth at the back is 5 inches. In front it is 4 inches, but I'm going to use the ½ inch on both front and back. So I'm going to go ahead now and sew my darts on all three pieces, and I'll be back to show you guys. I went ahead and sewed my dart and ironed it down to lay it flat. So you see, ironing is very important. So I've ironed everything. I've sewn the dart for the two back pieces and the front piece. So it's time to arrange it, pin it in place. So here, the excess here is for the zip allowance. So I'm going to go ahead, join this down for the zip allowance. And then I will be back to show you guys how I mark and finish up the skirt. I went ahead and also hemmed the edge of the ruffle. So like ideally a serger would have been perfect on an overlocking machine, an overlockable. I don't have that here, so I decided to just hem it all around and I ironed it down. And I also joined the back piece together, and I've pinned the front and the back piece in place. So I'll be going ahead to join the front and the back together. But if you've noticed, I pinned right side to right side of the fabric together, and I left the lining. So I'm going to join it like this. I'll join the fabric, then I'll join the lining separately. That way, the inside of the skirt is going to be neat. Because I don't have a serger here, I don't have an overlocker as well, so I have to make do with like my skills, and I don't want the skirt to look rough on the inside, so that's why I'm going to sew it this way. So I pin the fabric together and the linings will go together, and I'm going to sew it. Our skirt is almost ready. I've joined both pieces together. I've joined both sides together, the front and the back. So this is the space for the zip allowance, and you know, look, this was what I was trying to achieve. The inside looks really neat and really good, and I like it this way. So now I'm going to go ahead and place the ruffle just the way I want it. So I'm going to pin this in place. I'm going to sew no, the other way around, so this way. So it's gonna it will just drop like this when we're done. I'll also go ahead and hem this edge so we can have its edge over here. Like this. Pin it in place. Go ahead now and pin everything in place. Pin it in place just the way I want it. I'll start just from here. So I've pinned everything in place. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew it. We have some excesses, but I'm just going to pleat that in place. And yeah, as I will, I'll pleat it in place. I don't mind the excesses. Like I said earlier, it's fine by me. So I'll go ahead and sew this. I went ahead and joined the ruffle to the ruffle piece to the main skirt and ironed it flat as well, and I must say I'm happy with the outcome. Looks really good. And so the next thing to do, well, we have just 2 steps left. The first step is to attach the band to the skirt, and then we'll attach the zip, and we are done. So to attach the band, I went ahead and sewed right sides together so I can have a clean neat finish for the band. So I'll just show you guys how to attach the band. So you start with the wrong side of the skirt, with the inner part of the skirt. I'm going to pin this together. Pin it together. And also make sure you have, like, before you attach the band, measure your waist to make sure you have the right measurement. I already did that and I'm happy with my measurement that I have here. So just pin everything together. The lining, the main skirt, the main fabric, and the band. So after pinning everything in place, I'm going to go ahead and join it together, sew it together. So after joining the band to the inner part of the skirt, I'm going to go ahead and pin the outer part down, all the way down. So we'll be using the excesses left, and we'll fold it in like this so we can have a neat, clean finish here. So I'll pin it down all the way to make it easy to sew when it's finally time to sew it. I've pinned it down, and I'm going to go ahead now and sew everything together. And as I'm sewing, the parts that aren't pinned, I'm going to be pushing them in. So I went ahead and put it together. I've ironed it flat and I like the results. So the last and final step is attaching the zipper. So to attach the zipper, I'm going to place the zipper on my allowance right here. right sides together as well. I'm going to pin it in place. I'm going to stop the pin just here so I can cut this out when I'm done sewing. Go ahead and pin it down. I'm going to make use of all the allowance so I can have a good fit at the end. So the rest of the zipper will be inside this way. So when we zip it, it's going to be this way. So I'll go ahead and pin the other side, start from the top as well. I iron my allowance flat, so this is where it's starting from. Just go ahead, pin down. Just pin it down properly. This way it doesn't shift when you're sewing. So after pinning it in place, I'll go ahead and sew both sides like this and like this. So to attach the zipper, after pinning it down, I change the foot to the zipper foot, and I'm going to go ahead and join the zip to the skirt. Using the zip foot just makes it way easier. There are two options to dealing with this, and you can either just sew it down like this and sew the other side down, or you can just trim it. I'm going to choose to just sew it down. Just sew it down in place. So I've sewn both pieces down and I'm happy with the result. Our skirt is ready. You can also just tack this bit down so it doesn't bother you when you wear it.